Hey you guys, this is Elia coming to you from the test server again, and just wanted to go over some of the smaller changes that we're going to see. So my first recommendation is really that you go to the blog. We have a ton of really awesome information, and so here we have all other changes, but if you head over to even our main page, we have lots of posts and stuff. We always keep up a regular poll and whatnot, but right now we have tons of new patch stuff. And guides and things. So if you want to be able to see everything sort of laid out for you, all the info, it's all there at wartune.doligames.com, and then I'm going to try and fill in putting a video in for each one of those posts as I can. So we've seen the clothing changes. I'm going to go over some of the smaller ones. There are some things that I just know I'm not going to be able to do. So I'm going to try and wait and see if I can get that new U-Demon. It is much easier through the U-Demon Patrol to get more of those items. So I will do a U-Demon Patrol video coming up very soon. I just want to wait for some of it to cool down and so that I can show you some more stuff. And what else? So we can go ahead look at some of the smaller changes. One are just some of the logistics. So here's the Friends tab, and it'll notify you if somebody messages you here. Let me see if I have a message going. Will it like show? Yeah, okay, so it'll show if I have one chat up. So this is how many chat windows I have going, and so that changes here, and so you won't have anything down here for it. So I think the clock was there before, and now they've just adjusted those buttons a little bit. Other small changes up top. So game box is is the same thing, but the days are added. There are more days added on. So Jewel Hunt's going to be Wednesday, Saturday. My least favorite of the bunch, which is Cloud Adventures, is Sunday, Tuesday, Friday. So so I think the worst one got the most days, but oh well, it's still good that they're giving out more days of game box and more rewards here. And then fishing, which I think is the highest income for nickels, is on Mondays and Thursdays. Is that right? Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday, Saturday. Okay, yeah, so Monday, Thursday for fishing, and Wednesday, Saturday for Jewel Hunt. And the nickel cap is already above. Okay, it goes to 4,999. That was not this patch. That was a previous small update to the game. But this is very good, and so you really should save up as much stuff from Gamebox, particularly if you don't have a lot of Beast Souls and you still need a lot of mounts. Doing this Gamebox stuff is very important, and then waiting for an exchange which has the Beast Souls is very good. So here I'm just trying to wait around for a chance to exchange for Beast Souls in here. So those will really add up. And what other small changes can I think of? Oh, so I was looking at this change and trying to like figure out how it actually works. So when we go into handbook, so I guess there was supposed to be some sort of aesthetic change here in the handbook as well, but I don't really notice it. But maybe it looks a little bit cleaner. I'm not totally sure. But okay, so you need to exchange a bunch of items to get this stuff in the handbook, and so it's supposed to be like grayed out stuff are things that you have an exchange for, and that is pretty consistent with what happened before. So like these items that are lit up, I've exchanged for. I just need a level 70 epic ring shard exchange, and I can get this handbook item. And then they were supposed to sort of mimic that in these in the actual list, but I think it's sort of bugged because every time I click on something like Onteric Plains, I mean, I thought I've exchanged for everything in Onteric, or not everything, but close to everything. And so it's a little bit buggy, and so some of these are lit up, but like Legendary Stones, I've definitely exchanged, so that shouldn't go gray. But the ones in the white or gray text are supposedly things that I've never exchanged for. So this makes sense. The Violet Flame I haven't exchanged for, and if I click away, it's grayed out. And so the ones that are yellow are supposed to be the ones that I've exchanged for and that you'll see in handbook. So I don't really understand why this is super necessary. I think it should be a convenience thing of like, oh, this is still something I need to exchange for that will benefit me in handbook. But by the looks of it right now, it looks a little bit buggy. So I probably will send in a ticket to them on the test server and let them know about that. And maybe by the time it gets out to the main server, it'll be fixed. So we'll see there. And I wanted to point out in this video for the other stuff, the new MPD, just because I know I'm not going to be able to do a video of its own for this until it's on the main servers. So here we have this this button. I'm pretty sure this is the button for the Titan system, and I haven't hit knighthood here, so I do have the tattoos for it, but I don't have the XP. So I got some henna from them, which is helpful, and so I have the tattoos, but the XP is ridiculous, and I don't have very high talents. So leveling, I'm actually pretty close. I only need a few more levels to cap out everything in class advancement, but for talents, I'm only at level 89, so I need another 90 levels for the normal ones, and then I need another 46 of the normal talents. So that's going to take a really long time, and so just considering that, I do want to get knighthood just so that in future patches I can show you guys all the new stuff, and I imagine all the new stuff is going to, or at least the vast majority of it, is going to be for knighthood players. They're going to push it so that knighthood is like the new set of levels that everybody should care about, and get people to push for all of that. So no new event dungeons, and the multiplayer dungeons look the same. We still have Plague March, Black Gold Cavern. That's all already been there. But the new thing is the Abandoned Altar, which is only for knighthood players. Again, we have a blog post that lays out all of the bosses, so what the bosses do and all those things. Of course, I would love to show you a gameplay of it, but I just don't have a knighted player on this server yet. So definitely, if you're curious about what you're going to need in order to or at least have an idea of what you're getting yourself into, because it looks like these bosses in this weekly dungeon are going to be pretty mean and do some pretty nasty debuffs. Looks like some of them will have a huge deflect that you cannot get rid of. Other ones will steal your rage and take a lot of rage, so you're probably just going to have to go into stealth mode and deal with them. So there's a lot of little things there that are probably helpful from the blog, but anyway, I'm just not going to be able to show that, so I'll stick it in this video. And let me think, what else are there? I know there's some other little changes I can mention. Oh, you know what? So here it's pretty noticeable, more so on the main server, because my fate level here is not very high. But I do have Brutal Edge to level 5, and so previously I did have a little halo around my character, and when you fight you have the halos and everything. So they got rid of those halos from the fate levels, and I can't show it here because my fate levels are too low, but the cap is going to raise from level 20 to level 30. So for those of you who have been saving a lot of items, that's awesome. I actually am thinking in the current exchange items, there are beads of influence available, and I really have nothing to exchange for through these normal chests, because I can't get the clothing title, because they changed all that nonsense to make it so that you have to cash for the clothing title, and there's no sylph items or whatever that I need other than possibly some stuff for Emerge Sylph, which I'm probably not going to get anytime soon. So I really considered actually exchanging for beads of influence instead of trying to open things or whatever. So that's something to think about if you don't have enough items for I think influence is going to be the big one. Like, I don't have enough items to do 10 levels of influence anymore unless I exchange for them. Tenacity, I'm not at level 20 yet, and then Brutal Edge, I already have so many Fate Stones, I could do, like, Brutal Edge up to, like, level 100 and beyond. So that's something to consider and to possibly prepare for, is the fact that you're going to be able to raise your Fate level up to 30. I think it's going to be very scary, though, because particularly for this deflect, I mean, what's this deflect gonna look like? It's going to go up to, okay, so the deflect goes up to 20% damage, or 20% deflect, so it's 1% per level. So it's going to go up to a 30% deflect with no cap on the damage. So that's going to be really, really terrifying, and so we'll see how it goes, but definitely something to think about. So just a quick add-on for the video, so there's this button for the multiplayer dungeon, and so at first I thought it was just a convenience thing, which I think that's what's going to happen, but at least out of the info that Cosmos got and has posted, it's supposedly only up, so that button only appears for the multiplayer dungeon, the cross-server multiplayer dungeon. So it's supposed to be only for cross-server, and like you get 2 free attempts or something, but so far I don't see anything of that nature, so I don't really understand why this button was necessary. It only appears during certain times, so let me see if I can find the timed reward cross-server and multiplayer dungeon. So it's from 10 to 12 server time and 20:30 and 22:30. So I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. It's just a button that shows up once in a while. From what I can tell, it doesn't make a big difference. See, even here, it's just trying to drag me around through Cloud City. So I don't really know what's going on there, but I don't think it's a big addition. Alright, so I'm poking around at the blog post just to make sure I've sort of covered all my bases. I think a lot of the other changes are going to be small things. Like they've said, oh, they're changing the BR requirements on War of Eternity. But we've never seen War of Eternity on this version, so I don't really know what's going on there. One really big thing that I think is going to be good is that they decrease the requirement on the number of points you need to get rewards in Steel War. So previously, a lot of people were missing Steel War rewards because they weren't able to get up to 30 points in their battles. But now it's only going to be 5 points, so you can like shoot the wall like a few times and you're going to be able to get 5 points. So that's now not as big of a deal and going to be a nice benefit. If you want to see more details about the cross-server MP dungeon, I will add those onto this video, or you can check out the blog. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but they're at least trying. Modifications to guild battle and other little stuff. I really think the big one here is the fate change as far as things that are going to impact your BR, and otherwise I think it's all really pretty small stuff. So I hope you guys like some of this new patch info. I think actually, you know, considering if we wipe away all the frustration we've had with the game lately, which is, I think, more just a management issue on their part, whoever's deciding on how the events should be built and laid out. It just has some wrong priorities and doesn't have the players in mind. But as far as this new patch edition, I don't really think there's anything too bad in here. I think it's a little up and down, the clothing system, you know, maybe a little bit iffy, depending on how it goes, but it's at least fair for everybody. I think it might actually be decent for free players who can really who spend a lot of time trying to get a lot of fashion cores and stuff like that. You probably will be in okay shape. And then the Titan system, I think, is going to be the only thing that might seem sort of ridiculous, but again, we'll see that once it comes out to the main servers, what those Wraith Stones and what the new MP looks like and all of that stuff. But otherwise, I think they're really at least making it an attempt to make the game run a little bit more smoothly. Definitely take out some of the lag, because hiding individual items for the clothing is one thing to reduce the lag, and then getting rid of these halos is actually is a good addition, because I think they're just there for like really unnecessary decoration. Like I didn't think they looked good enough to really make it seem like a worthwhile artistic addition to the game. So we'll see. So more to come from the test server, and thanks for watching, you guys. Take care and have a very good day.